Hey guys, it's Justin Plank once again, and thanks for tuning in. I'm going to have a little small update, nothing real big. Um, I just remembered some different things that I had not brought to point on my Smile update of what things I have that were pre-Smile Sessions box set. So I just wanted to throw out there, hey, I got this too. So I kind of forgot about it. But I have the Good Vibrations single CD that came out with Brian Wilson Presents Smile. And it has the second track is in Blue Hawaii instrumental. So they're obviously trying to throw out all these rarities, backing tracks and stuff on little things like the vinyl album and such. So I believe most all of those have come out, the tracks and all that. And then this was the 40th anniversary of Good Vibrations. They put this out. I know some were probably expecting more. This was obviously has the single of Good Vibrations, and I love this back. The, the back of this, I love this. Super groovy, fab gear, out of sight, psychedelic, good trip. You know, when people think of Beach Boys, they don't typically think of psychedelic. Well, I do because they're my band. But anyway, what you have here is the original 45. Various sessions, alternate take unreleased in the US, which was the version that was on the Beach Boys Rarities album that came out in the early 80s, which I reviewed before. So that was not released. Well, I guess that was released on CD. So this is like the second appearance of the alternative take on CD. Then you have the instrumental by itself. If you've not accommodated any Good Vibrations bootlegs, which I know I did not include on my last video, I do have those. It's just a copy of a copy of a copy, and not really worth showing. So I have heard them, and I do possess those tracks. But anyway, this is, I believe, the first time. The first time the Good Vibrations instrumental track has been available on just one track. First, it was on the Good Vibrations box set that came out in the early 90s, but it was a part of like a huge 15-minute track of Good Vibrations sessions. So if you wanted just the instrumental, you had to fast forward and stuff, which was really annoying. Then you have the live concert rehearsal from '67, which is the Late in Hawaii rehearsal. And then Let's Go Away for a While, which is the original B-side. So that's something else I have acquired over the years, which I'm sure others have too. It's kind of a collectible CD, in my opinion. And you have all the different releases of Good Vibrations throughout the years on 45, foreign releases and such. And I'd like to kind of make mention how you've got like Good Vibrations and Barbara Ann, which is kind of odd they're paired together. Um, but like you can't really see here because of the CD. California Dreamin' and Good Vibration, they just used this as a B-side, just like they threw out Good Vibration or California Dreamin', and they're like, oh no, what do we do for a B-side? The guys didn't do that, and oh, we'll just put Good Vibrations. It was a number one, you know. Same with Child of Winter, you know. It's kind of hard to see that dark blue. I believe that was a B-side for the Child of Winter single. Kind of odd, not a holiday song at all. And I believe Susie Cincinnati was also a B-side for that. And then you have pictures of just, you know, non-Good Vibrations era, like you have the Today album and others. And then I didn't have this last time, but I just recently found Smiley Smile on the re-release of with mono and stereo, finally. And I'm sure some people were like, well, why didn't you just buy it on Amazon? Well, I honestly don't buy it. I like to buy a lot on Amazon, but it takes a lot for me, you know, to be like, okay, I can't find this anywhere. I'll get it on Amazon. So I did finally find this last weekend. So I was really excited to find that. Actually, I was in Indianapolis on Broad Ripple at Indie CD and Vinyl, and I found it there. So I was very excited to find it. And so I didn't listen to it right away because I knew if I listened to it in the car, I wouldn't necessarily, hear the differences. And so, in my opinion, you got to hear that stuff on headphones. So I did plug it into headphones after a while, and I had it plugged all the way in, and I noticed there were some vocals missing while I was listening to Heroes and Villains, and then there was a lead vocal missing on Vegetables, and I'm like, what's going on? This is weird. And I kind of fiddled with my headphone jack, and turns out that there's something up with it where some headphone jacks, if they're not in all the way, you can get part of the tracking, and you can have where it's like 4-track or 8-track. I'm not. I know those are probably the wrong terms, but you can get those pieces like on Shutdown Volume 2. You've got a lot of those layers that you can peel off if you had something. A stereo that could do that. So this is kind of the homemade way of doing it, and I was able to do like Heroes and Villains, and I just had the backing vocals and the organ. It's pretty nice, but only I can do it on my CD player with the headphones, so it's not like I can reproduce that onto CD. I wish I could, so I could throw it out there for everyone. But I went on and listened to other things like Wind Chimes and With Me Tonight, and it was really awesome. And then I listened to it in stereo, and it was a great listen. And I listened to Little Pad like that with a couple of the things missing, and it just really sounded awesome. Just the guitar and piano parts I had not really heard. So I highly recommend getting that for all the Smiley and Smile lovers out there. I just want to point out, didn't really try too hard with this kind of picture montage. That was available in the Smiley Smile Wild Honey twofer. So, I mean, it's not anything spectacular. They kind of just threw that out there. Here's the booklet. Woo, I just had that. All I had was the cover in the back, and there's the writing credits and such. That's pretty much it. So, I know there's not really anything new to say about them. Of course, some people will be like, well, why do you do this? And, well, I just want to throw this out there, my opinion and such. This was one of the first Beach Boys albums I ever had. You're thinking, what does this have to do with Smile? Well, this was the first place I ever heard Heroes and Villains. So, back when I was in middle school, back in the late 1998 or so, I would pop this on. And yeah, I had a record player then. I was awesome then. Just kidding. And I knew everything, I loved, like, Wouldn't It Be Nice and Sloop John B. Didn't really know Pet Sounds. Didn't know albums. I couldn't throw that out there. I heard this Heroes and Villains, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of dark. This is, obviously, it's a Smiley version. And it was like, wow, they went through a psychedelic stage, And I thought, man, that sounds really good, but, was there anything else like this? Of course, I didn't really have the internet at the time to go look that up. And, little did I know there was a whole, shebang about it. So I'm just going to pull out the record here. There's the kind of the Capitol logo subsidiary, I believe. So just another basic Beach Boys greatest hits. Nothing new there. I also, when I was looking for song Cycled by Dyke Parks, which came out this month, for some reason that landlocked in Bloomington, they didn't have it. I said, what do you have that is Dyke Parks? Which, I just bought the Song Cycle re-release for Record Store Day and Super Chief. So they did have this 45, which is, Black Gold and Aquarium, which is the ESO or ESO Trinidad Steel Band. And I'm probably saying that wrong. But here's really awesome concept art for the 45, and that was done by Frank Holmes, who also worked with the Smile art, so that was a little relatable. I just wanted to throw that out there, and Here's the 45 itself, nice thick. And there's black gold. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. A quick update. Don't know if I'm going to get to anything else in depth this week with work and everything. So anyway, one last thing I want to throw out there. Does anyone know on the Beach Boys 69 Live in London album, does anybody know this postcard, if that's really Brian Wilson's address? I don't know the trivia behind that. I've probably read it before, like many times, like, oh, well, that's just Capitol Records address, because I don't remember him living in Hollywood exactly. So I'm not really someone out there is probably like, dude, that's totally this, and I probably just forgot. I just know when I hung this up, I just got to thinking about it. I had a little shrine to their live albums. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and feel free to comment and throw out some questions or something. I'd love to hear from everybody. Try to subscribe and hit a like. Thanks. Have a good one.